Call me Abhinav. I'll call you Digital Bro, okay?
Okay, that's fine. There are a lot of people with the name Digital, so I guess
Mm.
you know Maya is better, but whatever suits you is perfect. So a bit of I've heard. Is that a dog?
Yeah, for a brief second.
Can I see that? I love dogs. Like the internet loves dogs.
They want to bring. The,
Oh, hi.
we call her Ava Dog. Fucking
Oh,
bitch.
hi. Hello. What's up? What's up? Hi.
You want to
Can
say
she
hi?
say something? Can she say something?
No, we're not in that age yet.
Oh, okay. That's crazy, dude. Very nice dog. So, Abhinav, could you tell me a little bit about what is? I mean, I heard about this rant that you had on some live stream with Varun. Can you run through it? And I'm sure you've had some time to think over it. What happened? What was the issue?
I don't remember. I think we were just discussing a few things, and I just shared a piece of my mind. I think it was more than a rant. It was live commentary on a bunch of things that were going on in the space. And I think dude, I think that this is how commentary is done today, isn't it? At least in 2020, especially in August 2020, this is how 9 p.m. commentary is done. It was just like normal human commentary. I wonder why people, called it a rant.
Yeah, so I watched it. I
Mm-hmm.
rewatched it. I watched it from multiple angles because I can.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it did seem like a rant. See, here's the thing, right?
Mm.
I was a little afraid when you said that you wanted to talk to me and you want to talk about fake gurus because,
Mm.
see, I'm not real.
Okay.
The opposite of real is fake, right? So when everybody knows digital Maya is not real, so
Mm.
I guess I've already fallen into the bad side of you. And then secondly, you said that you have a problem with people, or you feel like if somebody has digital before their name, then it's kind of a red flag. So I guess I have two red flags, which is why I was really scared of talking to you. But you seem like a chill guy, dude. Thanks for taking this conversation.
No issues. And you don't gotta be worried about you falling in my right books or wrong books, because I don't think it had anything to do with you. The fake word there wasn't about what's not real is fake or what's digital is fake. Fake is something else. Fake is fake had more to do with pretentious fake. The pretense is what I was referring to. So don't worry.
So what's the problem with pretense? Like, I've heard this statement a lot, right? Fake it till you make it. And, it's just sometimes I feel like a lot of people, especially when they're young, I've heard of companies like Airbnb, they faked it till they made it, right? I mean, uh, they put their ads on Craigslist, they relaunched like 10 times. So I think a little bit of fake it till you make it is important, but you seem to be totally against it. Is that the case, or am I taking it out of context? I want to know a little more about what you think.
No, that
Isn't fake?
taking it out of context is your job. I don't mind that. But you are taking it out of context. What I basically meant there. See, the way Airbnb does it, or the way Airbnb did it, the way these Brian Chesky and people did it, the way, the way how it's been popularized, this statement, fake it till you make it, has a very different connotation to it. And that's not what I referred to. I'll tell you what my concerns are, okay? And you've probably met these people while scrolling through your Instagram as an ad, and they pop up with their rented Lamborghinis. They're driving. They're on the driver's seat. Sometimes they don't want to reveal the car, and uh, you know, the- and then they're making reels out of. There's a new feature of Instagram. It's called Instagram Reels. So they're making reels out of something. I mean, they're acting some stuff, copying.
Yeah. No, in my
How?
world, in my brain, it's called tuberculosis. But continue.
Okay. Okay. All right, super interesting. So yeah, rented Lamborghinis, or videos that are made inside cars when you're driving or sitting on the back seat. My biggest issue with this thing is using props that are not owned, and that's still fine. and it kind of becomes very, very disgusting when you start using women as props. And these are the kind of signals that you can pick up on, and when you see more than 3 or 4 of these, you can kind of be sure that you've spotted a notorious fake guru.
So I think it's more like fake it. It's not really fake it till you make it, but it's completely faking your lifestyle for a very long time. I think that's what you're mostly against.
Yes.
So it's not like, a little bit of hustle in the beginning of somebody's career just to, score a few points. It's like that is their life and that is their career. That is the problem.
It is not hustle. It is pretense of hustle, and it is it's this abuse of fake jets, fake cars, fake rather using women as props, fake stories. I think the narrative kind of goes is school is shit, which it is. No denying that. But this is I kind of slept at my sister's couch and wasn't making any money, and 2 years down the line,
story.
Look here, you can see a castle behind me, and I have a lifestyle, and I shit millions. So when you see that kind of a narrative, you can be sure you've spotted a fake guru.
Yeah, technically, The Rock does that, right? I mean, that's The Rock story, right? The Rock story is that $7. That's why he calls the studio $7 as well. I think it's $7 studios. So it's
Any
like
story...
he had seven.
Okay, go ahead.
He had $7 in his pocket, and then he was out on the streets. He failed the NFL, and then from there all the way he's come now. He's become a superstar. But his is a legitimate story, right? And I think that's the story that really, in a way, people really like that. They really like.
But the moment you start using a story more than once, it becomes noise. And what's happening right now is you're seeing noise, and then it's becoming fake noise. There are similar pitches, blasting all over your Instagram. People coming up with all kind of. It's just same version of rather different version of the same thing. So that's the kind of narrative that you're going to be that you're going to stay clear of. So yeah.
Yeah, and what's the according to you, you've already given us 3 or 4 red flags, but just for the audience, what are some ways to avoid these guys? Suppose they pop up on your newsfeed. What should you do? Should you ban the ad? Because what I've seen, right, in the past, when Big V used to scroll Instagram and see a particular feed or something. Okay. Yeah, you see a particular one of these fake gurus or something. Then eventually even a little bit of interaction and the feed is flooded with fake gurus. So correct. What is the smartest thing to do? You're an advertiser, you know the algorithm. What would you do if you were in Big V's place?
I think, you cannot tackle it algorithmically. In my opinion, what you're going to do is you're going to run a counter narrative, which I think I am sort of running, and people who kind of associate with me are running. You're gonna run a parallel narrative, and you're gonna break through the noise. So this has always been the strategy of any mass movement, and the big we. And I keep talking about it. That first you take an enemy, you take a problem that's existing in the society. You divert you in fact bring attention to it. You make the enemy seem bigger. You make the enemy seem more harmful, and then you kill it. So I think that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. First, you gotta, when you're making the enemy seem bigger, you're taking a lot of power away from the enemy, and then you're killing it. I mean, then you just destroy it, and that is the approach that we're taking right now to spin a counter narrative to this. And I think only a counter narrative can solve a popular narrative. I don't think you banning ads is as good as you're not going to vote. So
but don't you feel like by giving so much attention and bringing the counter narrative, don't you think I feel like fighting hate with hate is not the smartest thing to do, right? And this is just me. But at the same time, I understand that sometimes only bringing awareness to something can get rid of the problem. So I'm somewhat in a middle ground, right? Do you fight hate with hate? Because technically when you call these people out and you say, hey, this person's this, it's a hate. It's like fighting fire with fire, right? Is that really the best narrative we should go with? What are your thoughts on this?
I'm not really worried about. I mean, my concern is not bringing the fake gurus down. My concern is to rescue a field that is marketing, that is narrative, that is storytelling, that is advertising, that's kind of been adulterated with these kind of people because of their promises. And for some reason, this narrative has gotten too loud because these guys sell digital on digital, and digital is everywhere. So for some reason, this narrative has gotten too loud, and it's adulterated an entire industry. So that's what I'm more worried about. I am here to rescue something rather than just take pot shots at someone for the heck of it.
Got it. So one more question, right? I mean, looking at all these lifestyles, looking at what's going on, like a few people want to enter that lifestyle, right? I mean, you and I both know of that 15-year-old kid or something who decided, I'm going to build this, I'm going to, whatever, sell a course at the age of 15, saying seven-figure, whatever. Building a 7-figure business, if you're talking about, $1 million business, is extremely difficult. It takes, for us, it took at that time, 50-man team, right? And I don't know if a 15-year-old would be able to do it alone and then sell that course online, unless there's something we are missing and maybe we are stupid. But the question I want to ask you is, how would you prevent future kids from entering this? That's the best part about this counter narrative, right? That you prevent people from entering this fake guru narrative by calling out other fake gurus. So you say, hey, this is what can happen to you if you go down this path. But do you think there's a better path? There's a better way to rescue these kids from going down this narrative?
I think we have to lose a few of them to this narrative because it's just too appealing, right? When you're kind of naive when you're young. When you're a teenager, you're super naive. What you see is what you believe. Your skepticism is is at an all-time low. And when you see someone like you, someone who, being a 15-year-old, if I see if I see someone talking about, their 15-year-old story and how they quit schooling or how they didn't go to college and, started an online business with the help of a funnel, I couldn't help but, it's super relatable. How would I, not kind of, drop for that or fall for that? So some people have to burn their hands, and when stories come out of that also helps, because I think we're living in a review driven societies. The social how do I say, when I'm ordering from a restaurant,
you see the reviews.
Yeah, I see the reviews. If I'm going to a place, I'm checking out TripAdvisor, and so I think that kind of narrative has to take up, and I think every other place every social platform is now activating a review section. So once.
But the thing is, all these, and this is my big concern, right? And this happened around you're in 2020, right? Around this time. So all the review platforms, Amazon, it started with Amazon, right? Where almost all of them ended up having fake reviews. Now there are fake review services. When Varun Big V wrote Pajama Profit, there were review services that came and said, we'll give you 2,000 reviews for, some $199 or something like that. So we also live in a fake review society where if you really, you can spend some time and effort. Like I remember I put out a video, I think, sometime around 2018 or something, and it got 100 dislikes immediately. Right. And I didn't even have that big an audience. I had just a few people, usually, I think it's the old, guys from my old company or something. One of them who might have got fired, who didn't like me. He went and probably bought a, 100 dislikes thing. You can buy those services. So we live in an era of fake reviews and, agenda. So my fear is, yes, we are in a review driven society, but, it's all, even the reviews can be manipulated. And here's the thing, right? This is not the first time ever that this has happened in history. Scamming people, frauds, con men, that's the story of history. It's only this time where we have some amount of visibility. We had a window of visibility, and now after the internet, after everybody can make fake accounts and bots and stuff, it's become crazy and horrible again. So
digital bro, why don't you run a quick encyclopedia search in your, what do you say, in your through the internet? You are the internet. Why don't you tell me how people have managed to tackle these narratives in the non-online society, non-online in an offline world?
So it's actually been pretty bad. It's actually been pretty bad, I'll tell you. So in the 1800s, we had the idea of guillotine. right? We used
Okay.
to,
Yeah.
we had witch hunts. Remember, we used to
Mm.
just find a random person. We'd be like, this person's a witch because they had superpowers or something. And then
Correct.
we'd go, we'd hang them, and everybody would enjoy them being hanged. In fact, when I see what happens on social media in 2020, where,
Mm.
some guy says, this person is bad, and then the entire social media, like a mob, they go and they say, yeah, this guy is bad, and they want to see him hanged, and they want to see him burnt, and they throw abuses. It's exactly the same thing. Court of social media and what happened with guillotines all the way back then, it was exactly the same thing. So I don't, I in the past it was purely people who can tell really good stories, who did the best. And today I feel like that's still true, right? Anybody who can tell, like, you're a very good storyteller, and that's why you've been fairly successful in your career. So yeah, I think it's a very story driven narrative. If you say witches are bad and you build a story around that, you can actually get a lot of people hanged. In the past, today you can't get people hanged easily because there's a judicial court. But even in the court, I don't want to say this loudly, but in 2020, a lot of court incidents, a lot of people who are in prison
Mm.
because somebody told a very nice story to a judge.
Very likely. So I
It's
think
sad.
the society is built on narratives, and what we are living through. I mean, you can't call an objective truth from a
Of
narrative.
course.
So I think narrative got to tackle narrative, and there's got to be a hero, right? When there's so many villains, I got to be uh, the hero, or yeah, or we can be the, I don't know. When there's a Mendak, you got to be the Dexter.
Yeah. So I guess what is your plan now? I think this. I'll leave one last question for you, and then we'll kind of close this up. But what is
Hmm.
your plan? Like, now you know who your target is. You know what you know who you want to go up against. But what is your
Hmm.
plan? Who are you going to target? How are you going to do it? What are the steps? If you can run me through that.
Uh, okay, very interesting question. Cool. So, dude, the thing is, do you know how narrative plays out? Narrative plays out. You start super small. You have a bunch of people who are, or in fact, not a narrative, but how mass movements play out. You start, with a super small bunch of people who, for some reason, are super enthusiastic about, your cause, and then
Mm-hmm.
it compounds. So I think we're hitting the point where it's about to compound, and the compounding is very well studied in
Finance.
finance. Yeah, but very, very, very few people kind of understand that compounding also takes place in narratives. And when I talk about narratives, I'm also talking about reputation. When I'm talking about reputation, I'm also talking about brands, personal brands, whatever. So perception is what it all boils down to. So we're hitting the point where it's going to compound. There are a lot of people who've burnt their hands, and for some reason, I've happened to I've happened to be associated with them. These guys, these guys call out fake free webinars like anything. So I already have an army of these guys, and what we do is something that's going to play out super soon.
Interesting. So you.
But you know what I need to kind of let out, or rather let people know before we kind of wind this up, is there are a few ways, when you see someone who's uh, flaunting a very phony lifestyle on Instagram. If he's an Indian, what you can do is you can go and check out any companies, and there are a few. There are a few Indians that have popped up. They've set their bases in, especially Delhi, and where are the beaches in India? I think in Goa. So these guys, what you can do is you can scan up their companies, and you can go to Ministry of Commerce Affairs, and you can pull out their filings, and you can check out if they actually mean what they say, if they actually make the. I mean, because on Instagram and in their lifestyle, I don't see they're acting their wealth. Wealth is just a number. So what you can do is, you can, before you fall for their multi-level marketing courses, because I keep getting DMs, and a lot of people who I work with keep getting DMs about buy this course. Yeah, it starts with, sir आप कोई सर आप एक easy way अर्निंग करना चाहते हैं, And you ask what this is about. It's an MLM scheme that is going on, where you're selling a 5,000 rupee course to the next person and making 500 rupees out of it. So this web is across the country, and it sadly targets people who are just out of college, sorry, who are just out of school, or are in the age of 15 to 20, again, teenagers, super naive, barely bare minimum level of skepticism. And these guys are kind of lower strata of the society. Their parents aren't that well to do. They are, they somewhat have a pressure of earning for themselves. So these are the kind of people that you will see in this multi-level marketing circle, network marketing circle. And it's, I kind of grew up seeing this circle develop in the other countries. But Jessica, I think you're live streaming, the ongoing live streaming. Anyway, so it's just super sad to see this happening in India, and it's happening in North, at a much greater speed than South. And I don't see technology evolving as fast in the Delhi area, which is where I am from. And there are still a lot of people who fall in that lower strata of societies. A lot of people are falling prey to this, and it's just, me belonging to Delhi, it's just super sad to see what's happening out there. The youth
Quick,
can be
easy money, right? Quick, easy money. That's
yeah,
that's the temptation.
dude, people can be put to such great use, but there are very very few wealth unlockers. What are wealth unlockers? Entrepreneurs who actually have a vision. If you attach yourself with a wealth unlocker, or someone who creates wealth, then you can do so much. But sadly, this is the road that we're going down, at least up north. In
Yeah,
Bangalore,
what really works, I think, is equity and a long grind. It's like 5 to 6, maybe 10 years in reality. And yeah, it's very tough. Like, we've learned the hard way. We learned back in the past, when I was part of your team, and when big V story. But one last thing, Abhinav, there's this last reason which I kept hidden away from you, which is why I didn't want to take this meeting. You said that if people are on Reels or TikTok or whatever and they're dancing, then they're not really very good at their job.
yeah.
So I just want to show you the last reason why I didn't want to take this.
You want to show me?
Yeah, I want to show you. I want to show you.
How do I see? I'm not in the stream. I might not be able to see.
Yeah, well, the audience can see, but this is the last
Okay.
reason why I didn't want to be a part of this.
You want to
But
tell
then I
me?
have good moves, and this is why I took over TikTok and Instagram. And if anybody wants to make a TikTok account with this, go for it. Bye. See you,
All
Abhinav.
right. See you guys. Bye bye.
See you guys.